Hey, what's up everyone? Danny Lightning back with another CSR2 video. So today we're going to look at the BMW ACS4 brand new car. Alright, tier 3 car with 4 stars. Right now I've got it on stage 5 only with all of the fusion parts installed. So first thing we're going to do is take it in to show you guys how to drive it. Then we're going to talk about tuning it. And then we're going to see how it does for live racing and do a quick review and stuff like that. So first things first. Let's do some test runs and I will show you guys the fastest shift pattern that I've been able to find for it so far. Alright, so this one's actually pretty easy to drive. So we're going to let go of the gas right around number 1 to launch, maybe a little bit after. Alright, do a slightly early shift in the second gear. Don't shift instantly, but a split second after you launch, you want to shift into second. Hit your nitrous and then all good shifts after that. So unless somebody can find a better shift pattern, this is the fastest one I've been able to come up with so far. It's not much of a dyno beating car, but this is how you drive it, okay? 3, 2, 1, let go. Second and nitrous, third, fourth. I shifted a little bit too quick into second that time. And that's it. You only get into 4 gears. Now this is a stage 5 car with all of the fusion parts. And remember, if you start adding stage 6 parts or you don't have all the fusion parts, you're going to need to tune the car differently than what I show you here in a minute, because I will talk about how I tuned it. But first off, every time you change parts, you got to change your tune. If you just copy somebody else's tune, you're probably going to get a really crappy tune for your car, because your tune depends on which parts you have installed, okay? So adding parts requires retuning the car. 3, 2, 1, go. Second and nitrous, third, fourth. And that's it. And I think I shifted a little bit too late in the second that time. That's the hardest part, is getting the shift in the second just right on this car. Now I will say I would like you to try, there was a little bit slower. I would like you to try nitrous on third gear as well. Alright, try nitrous on second gear and try nitrous on third and see which one of those things works best for you. For me so far it seems to be second gear, but there was a while when I had it tuned a little differently where third seemed to be a little bit better. So this is one of those cars where the nitrous might change depending on how you have the car tuned. Alright, let's try and do that again and see if we can get a good run on this one. 3, 2, 1, go. Second and nitrous, third, there we go, fourth. And this time I bet we beat dyno or close to it, okay? I'll show you the dyno time in just a second. And unfortunately this does not seem to be a dyno beating car. Nope, there we got a 9.129. Sometimes I will get a 9.0 something. If I get a really good run, I can get a 9.0. We got a dyno time of a 9.092. So every once in a while I'll beat that by the teeniest amount. But it's not easy to beat dyno time on this car. Alright, so let's go talk about tuning this car. So the first thing I find is you want to tune your transmission. Alright, pull your transmission slider over to the left until the little evo points up here get as high as possible. Next, go over to your tires, pull the tires down until the evo points get as high as possible. After that, you're going to do your nitrous. Now I did try to tune this 2 different ways. If you see, I have my presets. I have preset 1 and I have preset 2, and I guess I'm not using either one of those. But the first preset, I tuned the transmission first, the tire second, the nitrous last, and then on preset 2, I tuned the tires first, the final drive, and the nitrous last, and then I did some test runs and I figured out which one was faster. Obviously, it looks like I'm not using either one of these, so I might have been messing with my tune a little bit. That might be why I didn't hit the 9.0. I might have tuned it a little differently. I might have been playing around with it. So one of these 2 things right here should be a little bit better than what I have now. But anyways, let's go talk about, let's go see how this car does in live racing. But before we do that, I would like to say, first off, alright, this car doesn't beat dyno time easily, so if you're doing a supply cup with this, or any kind of little event or something that requires you to beat your dyno time, you might want to use a different car. Alright, if you have another BMW, use that for the supply cups. I didn't actually check to see if this beat the... No, this is a quarter mile. Never mind. Alright, quarter mile. So the supply cups are usually always a quarter mile. And unfortunately, this doesn't really beat the dyno time on the quarter mile. So I would use another BMW that does to make your supply cups easier. Or you might be able to figure out some sort of wacky tune for this thing. Alright, that will make it beat. That'll make it beat your dyno time. But on a general tune to get the fastest time out of the car, it looks like you're not going to beat your dyno. Alright, so it's going to be a little bit of a pain in the butt trying to beat dyno on this thing. So let's go ahead in here and let's... Alright, this is going to be a really good test because this is a very good live racing car I'm about to go up against. And if it destroys me, then we know this car isn't good. This car is on a fresh tune, so it hasn't been pushed into faster lobbies yet. 3, 2, 1, launch. Second nitrous, third, fourth, and yeah, I just got destroyed. So this car is probably not going to be much for live racing. Alright, we'll go try this again, but this is exactly what I expected. Cars that are not good dyno beaters almost always get destroyed in live racing, okay? If it doesn't beat dyno, it's probably going to get destroyed. And this one just got munched. Munched? This one got munched. Alright, this is another excellent live racing car we're about to go up against. And I expect this one to lose big time as well. So unless you can find some sort of crazy dyno beating tune, which this one probably does because it's got a big Evo drop. This one does have a big Evo drop. Oh, I've never had that happen before. But yeah, this car does have a big Evo drop. So you might be able to find a huge dyno beating tune on this. But more than likely, when you do that, you're going to lose all of your Evo points, which means you're not going to make very many respect points when you do win a live race. So bottom line, what do I think of this car? It kind of sucks that I had to spend a bunch of keys to get this thing. Alright, so I raced that guy again. He beat me again by a lot. Destroyed me, so this is not a good live racing car. I paused it because my alarm clock started going off on my phone, and I figured you guys probably didn't want to hear that. I'm sure the microphone would have picked it up. Alright, we're going to go ahead and do one last live race against the Porsche Boxster, which is another really good live racing car. I do expect to get smashed again. I do expect to get smashed again by this guy. Oh, I got some junk in the my other chair is in the screen there. 3, 2, 1, go. Second nitrous, third, fourth. And we got destroyed, guys. Alright, this car is not going to win you live races. Bottom line, don't expect to win a lot of lives with this car. Alright? Don't expect to win a lot of lives with this car. So anyways, I think that pretty much wraps this video up, unless I can think of anything else to say. Let me think. Is there anything else I need to go through before we end this one? Alright, so I just looked around online really fast, and I found a guy who had he must have had a bunch of stage 6 parts, probably somebody who's modding the game or something, but he was beating dyno time, and his car had almost 1,000 Evo points. It had like 997. He was running a 7.72 something with this car, and he had a dyno time of 7.8. So maybe once you start adding some stage 6 parts to this car might end up being a dyno beater, but on stage 5 it is not. Okay, it looks like he's driving it very similar to the shift pattern I just showed you, and that's the only video. Like, I just looked it up here, and that's the only video. Oh wait, here's another one. Hold on. Actually, there's a couple videos out today, 3 or 4 of them, where somebody has the same car completely maxed out already. I'm not really sure how they manage that unless they're modding the game, but a lot of people mod the game just for the purpose of making YouTube videos. They're all running 7.726-ish, and they're all beating their dyno time by a little bit, and their cars are getting into 7th gear. So once you start adding stage 6 parts to this car may change drastically, okay? But they're all driving it almost exactly the way I'm driving mine. All right, early shift into 2nd. It looks like they're doing all good shifts or close to it, and nitrous on 2nd gear. So anyways, that's my review on this car. It's going to shift much, much faster once you start adding stage 6 parts, it looks like. So anyways, it looks like I figured out a pretty decent shift pattern. And yep, that pretty much wraps this one up, alright? Hope you guys liked this video, and I will catch you all later. See ya.